Ananya Dutt and you're watching Race to Power. Coming up in this broadcast, one of the key witnesses took the stand against Donald Trump. We tell you two things. One, why a close aide of Trump has turned against him. And two, how these criminal cases might be doing the campaigning on his behalf. Over in South Africa, the country is on the cusp of change. The ruling ANC has started its campaigning, but it might lose for the very first time in the country's history. Our correspondent Khalid Ongmu decodes this changing mood from the ground. Now, several constituencies in India are scheduled to conduct the second phase of elections on Friday. But amid preparations, there are murmurs of a much-awaited battle, which are growing louder on two seats in particular. The focus of this story is on India's most populous state of Uttar Pradesh. Before we get into the political analysis, let's first establish how important and massive the representation of the state is. On the ballot are a total of 543 seats across India, out of which Uttar Pradesh brings a total of 80 seats to the lower house of the parliament, the highest in any state. But in these 80 seats, there are two constituencies which are considered political bastions of Congress, Amethi and Raebareli. Both these seats will be on the ballot during the fifth phase of Lok Sabha elections. Voting is scheduled to take place on May 20th. Now, we have established the place. Let's now talk about the politics surrounding it and why these areas draw so much attention during India's elections. Let's first talk about Amethi, which has historically been a Congress stronghold. It is also a seat that was held by several members of the Gandhi family for many years before the ruling BJP started their winning streak. Earlier in the day, BJP leader Smriti Irani took a swipe at the Congress party and Gandhi family's dynamics at her rally in Amethi, as the Congress candidacy on the seat remains empty.
Congress party workers are now asking for Robert Vadra to contest. First they were demanding Rahul Gandhi, now they want his brother-in-law. Be it Rahul Gandhi or Robert Vadra, every voter in Amethi is in favour of Narendra Modi.
The BJP leader's jibe comes at a time when a poster war of sorts is grabbing eyeballs in several parts of Amethi. On the posters is the face of Rahul Gandhi's brother-in-law, Robert Vadra. Reports say that the businessman may be fielded from the seat. But this decision might be taken after analysing the voter turnout and ground reactions to Rahul Gandhi's battle in Kerala's Wayanad on Friday. Vadra is married to Rahul Gandhi's sister Priyanka Gandhi. While there is still no clarity on who from the Congress party will enter the battleground in Amethi, this is what Robert Vadra said about his rumoured political debut just a few days ago.
People from all over the country want me to enter politics and contest elections. If the Congress party feels that I can bring a change and development in any arena, then definitely I will come into active politics.
The
Amethi constituency in Uttar Pradesh has historically been represented by Congress party's Gandhi family for decades. From 1981 to 1991, former Prime Minister of India Rajiv Gandhi represented this constituency. Following his death, former Congress party chief Sonia Gandhi contested on the seat from 1999 onwards. She then passed on the seat to her son and senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who has fought elections from the seat from 2004 all the way till 2019. But the big question now is, who will contest elections from this constituency in the ongoing Lok Sabha elections? Now, this was about Amethi. Now on to another equally interesting political bastion of Uttar Pradesh, Raebareli, a constituency which insiders say might see two Gandhis contesting against each other. At the moment, both the BJP and Congress party are yet to announce their candidates for Raebareli. Congress is still in dilemma and the BJP might be waiting to see which candidate their rival announces. An emerging leader of the Congress party, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, is rumoured to contest elections from Raebareli. She is the General Secretary for Uttar Pradesh in the All India Congress Committee. While she has been active in campaigns, Gandhi Vadra is yet to contest elections. Voices from the ground say that she might just make her debut this year. But this is where matters get interesting. Voices are also emerging from the BJP camp that the party might field Varun Gandhi from the same seat, depending on who Congress fields. Varun and Priyanka Gandhi are first cousins, and if both these situations come true, elections in Uttar Pradesh might see an action-packed battle between the siblings. Alright, let's shift focus now. A day after a key witness took the stand in New York, the hush money trial is seeing a one-day pause. It will resume on Thursday for further testimonies. Yesterday, witness David Picker took the stand. He was the prosecutor's first witness, and it was an important one. Before we tell you why a longtime aide of Trump turned against him, let's briefly tell you about Picker. We need to go back to the year 2015 when Trump first decided to run for the 2016 presidential elections. At the time, this man on your screens, David Picker, was the chief executive of American Media Inc. AMI used to run a tabloid magazine then. It was called National Enquirer. In its own words, the website produces entertainment gossip and hottest Bollywood happenings. Picker says that he had the final say over the context of the National Enquirer. In his testimony yesterday, Picker said that Trump had approached him first, and I'm quoting, "They asked me what can I do and what's my magazine's going to do to help the election campaign. I said what I would run or publish positive stories about Mr. Trump, and I would publish negative stories about his opponents." Prosecutors contend that Picker was at the center of a plot to boost Trump's chances in the 2016 election. Part of it linking the criminal charge in this trial. Picker claims to have met Trump's then lawyer Michael Cohen too. This is where the big allegation comes in. Trump had an affair with porn actress Stormy Daniels in the year 2006. To keep it a secret, Trump paid Daniels a sum of $130,000 US. Now that is not the crime. Trump has been accused of falsifying documents to hide this transaction. Michael Cohen was allegedly asked to pay this money. Prosecutors are alleging that Picker was part of this collusion to ensure that if the story came out, Picker would use his media firm to either suppress the story or refute it completely. Trump is facing 34 counts of charges. If convicted, Trump could be sentenced to 4 years in prison. This is among the more criminal cases lodged against him, a total of 4, and legal experts say that the ongoing one is the least consequential one. Now for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Susan Teherani live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What are you making of the developments that have come out so far this week?
Yeah, so Wednesdays, as you mentioned, are the day that the court won't be in session. It's Wednesdays and the weekends that the former president will have a chance to do some campaigning running for 2024 presidential election. You were talking about David Picker, and I think one of the most interesting aspects that hasn't been reported much is the fact that Picker said that he was the one that suggested to former President Donald Trump to go after the women that he had relationships with. And so, you know, we'll have to wait and see to what extent something like this is going to be convincing to the jury that, you know, Donald Trump was responsible for some of the things that he's being accused of doing. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it, of course, is that gag order that we were also following yesterday. Right. The gag order trial, the judge said that he will ultimately decide later on. But we heard that the former president, you know, came out and started talking about Michael Cohen, his disgraced lawyer, once again. So, you know, how much he'll abide by that and how far the judge is going to go is something that I think we're watching as well.
Right. Susan, as you mentioned also, because of this ongoing criminal trial, Wednesdays and the weekends are the only ones when Trump can actually go out and campaign. We are sitting 7 months ahead of elections. Yeah. How do you think this criminal trial, all the 3 that are going to come, are going to affect Trump's popularity or boost his popularity in the elections that we are going to see in November?
So three things. First of all, there are polls and reports that those independent voters and undecided voters that are leaning towards Trump might go to, and vote for Biden if there is a conviction, not only in this case, but all other cases against him as well. The second thing is he's been able to fundraise from his base tremendously because of these lawsuits and these actions in these courts. The third case is because only Wednesdays and the weekends are free for the former president, he's going to rely on surrogates a lot. His campaign is going to have to rely on them to go out and campaign for him. So possibly we may hear that he'll pick a vice president sooner than later, or a cabinet position that he has in mind for some of the people around him. So that's going to be also noteworthy to see to what extent those surrogates are going to be convincing enough as the president himself with such a colorful personality. Will they be as effective as him going out and campaigning on his behalf?
Absolutely, Susan. Thank you so much for getting us all those updates from New York. Let's shift focus now. Germany's far-right AfD party has been in the news for all the wrong reasons lately. Now, an aide to a member of the European Parliament for party has been arrested. The accusation is that he was spying for China. To give you context, all this is happening just a month before EU parliamentary elections.
German police have arrested an aide to a member of the European Parliament for the far-right Alternative for Germany on suspicion of spying for China. Prosecutors named him as Jian Ji in a statement on Tuesday and accused him of passing information about discussions in the European Union legislature to Chinese intelligence. The website of Maximilian Krah, the AfD's top candidate in June's election to the Assembly, lists Jian Guo as one of his assistants. Krah said he learned of Guo's arrest from the media. In a social media post, he said that if the allegations are true, it would lead to Guo's immediate dismissal. The aide also spied on Chinese opposition figures in Germany, prosecutors said. He was arrested in Dresden on Monday.
We cannot accept spying against us, whichever country it comes from. And that is why it must be identified, and those who are responsible must be arrested and brought to justice.
A spokesperson for China's foreign ministry told a briefing that reports of Chinese espionage in Europe were hype and intended to discredit and suppress China. Anxiety about alleged Chinese spying has mounted across Western Europe in recent months. On Monday, 3 German nationals were arrested on suspicion of handing over technology with military applications. The same day, 2 men were charged in Britain with spying for China. One was reported to have worked for a prominent lawmaker in the governing Conservative Party.
Now, Italy's Senate has approved a contentious government plan on abortion. The decision comes almost 6 weeks ahead of European Parliament elections in June. On Tuesday, the Senate approved a bill to allow anti-abortion groups access to publicly run family advice clinics to speak to women who are considering terminating their pregnancies. The amendment was passed by a vote of 95 to 68 in a confidence motion. The change to abortion law comes as an amendment which was made a part of an overall post-COVID recovery bill. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's Brother of Italy party brought the anti-abortion provision, giving rise to tensions around abortion across Italy, 46 years after it was legalized in the overwhelming Catholic country. Meloni is staunchly anti-abortion, but during her election campaign in 2022, the far-right leader had pledged to not change the existing legislation on abortion, despite her personal beliefs. The ruling party says that the new provision is only aimed at giving women an opportunity to reflect on their decision before they end their pregnancy. Meloni's party says that the changes do not impinge on their rights to make a choice. The opposition, however, has raised an alarm over the amendment.
This sit-in is criticizing this last-minute amendment, whose real goal is to punish in an ideological way and does not recognize to women a free choice, and does not even recognize the capacity to decide.
In Italy, family advice clinics are a part of the National Health Service. They offer services to women on sexual health, pregnancy and maternity support, including medical consultations and prescriptions. It is these service centres now which will be obligated to allow pro-life groups in. With less than 2 months to go, political parties in South Africa have begun campaigning in full swing. This time, however, the ruling party, African National Congress, is under heavy pressure to secure majority. Corruption allegations, continuous power cuts, struggling economy are just some of the reasons why people are fed up of the party that has been in power since its democracy in 1994. The current ruling party is under heavy pressure and they are doing all they can to retain power as they campaign across the country, promising things will get better for the country. These are images from the KwaZulu-Natal province where President Cyril Ramaphosa is leading the charge. The party is trying to woo voters. KZN is perhaps the most difficult political arena as this is the stronghold of former President Jacob Zuma. It is believed that the newly formed MK party led by Zuma might fracture ANC's voter base quite significantly. However, current President Ramaphosa seems quite optimistic.
I've been very encouraged by the response of our people here, and I get a good sense that in this area, in this precinct of KZN, the ANC is going to receive an overwhelming majority and is going to be brought back as the governing party in the province and also at the national level. So thank you very much.
Our correspondent Kwaldin Omu getting us more from Johannesburg.
2024 general election is going to be the most important election since apartheid, not just for ANC but for all South Africans. ANC, the party that Mandela led to victory and which has ruled South Africa ever since, looks likely to fall below 50% of the vote for the first time. ANC is confident of the win, but various polls suggest otherwise. Will this year's election bring ANC's power to an end? Only time will tell. This is Kalden Olmo from Johannesburg, South Africa. For WION, World is One.
Now, as we reported throughout, Indonesia's presidential elections were full of drama. But 2 days after court gives a clean chit to President-elect Prabowo Subianto's victory, the leader has called on all political parties to unite. Earlier in the day, Subianto addressed a ceremony where he was being confirmed as the winner of the February 14th election. This is what he had to say.
Kalau Indonesia ingin menjadi negara,
if Indonesia wants to survive, to become a prosperous country, all elites must work together. Let us dare to leave our differences aside. Let us dare to leave our feelings aside. Let's find our love for our country. Let's sacrifice together for our homeland.
Berani.
The president-elect's remarks follow months of uproar by opposition parties and candidates who pressed for a re-election, the disqualification of Prabowo. The Constitutional Court had rejected challenges from losing candidates 2 days ago. As unfortunate as it is, election seasons and fake news go hand in hand. So we came up with this segment, Break the Fake. My colleague Mohammed Saleh is taking over.
Well, thanks, Ananya. Now, this is the segment where we separate fake from fact. It's called the Break the Fake segment, in which we deal with fake news that is related with the elections that are taking place in India at this moment. Be it the bogus WhatsApp forwards or the AI-generated deepfakes. We break them down and we tell you the truth behind them. So let's in fact start out with the very first story, and this has got to do with the fake news that's being associated and spread by using Indian celebrities. So let's start with a photograph that's in fact going viral on social media. The photograph shows the Indian cricketer Mahendra Singh Dhoni showing his palm and index finger to the camera. and it is being widely claimed that the former Indian skipper is urging the people of India to vote for the Indian National Congress in the ongoing general elections. But this claim is actually false. While the Congress party symbol is the open palm, we'd like to actually point out that this image of Mahendra Singh Dhoni holding up his left hand is actually being shared out of context. The original image dates back to October 2022. As part of its investigation, WION found that the photograph originally shows Mahendra Singh Dhoni celebrating his IPL team, the Chennai Super Kings, when they had hit 6 million followers on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, another celebrity who's also become a bit of a victim of fake news is the Indian actor Allu Arjun. First, take a look at this video. Now, in this video, Allu Arjun is seen standing in an open-top car, waving and smiling at the people. His wife, Sneha Reddy, is also next to him. This video is being circulated online with a claim that Allu Arjun, interestingly, is again also campaigning for the Congress party. But the truth is different. As part of WION's investigations, it was found that this clip is not from 2024 but from 2022, when Allu Arjun was representing India at the annual India Day parade in New York. Now, the actor was honoured with the title of Grand Marshal at the event. And there is more. Just a few days ago, deepfake videos of the Bollywood stars Amir Khan and Ranveer Singh criticising the Indian Prime Minister started doing the rounds on social media. In these viral clips, Amir Khan and Ranveer Singh were seen endorsing, again, the Congress party. But the fact is that these videos were actually completely unrelated and the audio had been manipulated using artificial intelligence technology. The Amir's video appears to have been taken from his weekly television show, which had aired almost about a decade ago, while Ranveer's video is from an interview that he had given during his recent visit to Varanasi. Now, the videos in question have been taken down from many social media sites. Both Amir and Ranveer have also filed a police complaint. Now, keep in mind that during the election season, it's actually common practice for the supporters of political parties to spread false narratives and also to mislead the people. So do not believe everything that you see, and do not believe the messages that you get on WhatsApp or posts that you see on Facebook and Instagram that are related to any political party or candidate. Over to you, Ananya.
Thanks for that, Saleh. And we are wrapping up this edition of Race to Power. With that, I'm Ananya Datta. Thanks for watching.
Togo's constitutional changes trigger popular protests after lawmakers approve reforms that may extend the 19-year rule of President Faure Gnassingbe. South Africa marks 30 years since its first post-apartheid election as the nation marks Freedom Day on April 27th, with polls to be held 2 days after defeat. And meet Pelumi Nubi, a Nigerian woman who completed a road trip from London to Lagos to promote a safe and borderless Africa. Watch Wild of Africa at these times, only on WION. Wild is one.
Yo1 Health Resort is unique, the only one of its kind. Experience the 4 paths of natural wellness: yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy. Each uniquely customized program improves the whole person to make every person whole. Come to WION Health Resort. Make your reservation at WION.com.
Ready to dive into your daily dose of news?
Bringing you what's trending in the West and all that's setting trends in the East.
And all of this served up with a side of insightful banter.
We don't just bring you the latest stories.
We bring you your talking points for the day.
And while you do that, from the busy streets of New York, I will provide you with deeper insights on the developments through the course of the day in the U.S.
And I will be here at the WION headquarters, getting you all the action from the universe of sport. All that you need to know about your favorite teams and players, right here.
The show that keeps you ahead of the global curve. A conversation you'd want to be a part of.
A place where news becomes an engaging exchange.
We bring you stories that impact your present.
This is World DNA.
Join the conversation.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. As we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
Economic turmoil and global unrest have cast a shadow over President Joe Biden's approval ratings.
The rockets are continuing to be fired by Hamas in Gaza, although at a slower rate than previously.
So, right now, we are with the volunteers from the Aleppo municipality. They are still trying to go to the rescue for the people they can find out.
India has emerged as a major diplomatic force at the world stage.
The rising cost of living in Nigeria continues to impact citizens from all walks of life.
The citizens of Gujarat witnessed a mega roadshow here in the city of Ahmedabad.